Yeah, hello everybody, welcome to the session. In the last class I discussed about the Cartesian coordinate system and cylindrical coordinate system. Now in this class I would like to explain about the spherical coordinate system. So the surfaces which are used to define the spherical coordinate system are a sphere like this, a sphere C. A sphere which is having a radius r and its center is at the origin. Origin means suppose if you take x comma y comma z axis, the sphere center should be at the origin and it is having a radius r. And what is the second surface which is used to define our spherical coordinate system? The second surface which is used to define our spherical coordinate system is a right circular cone with its apex at the origin and its axis is on the z axis. That means, see, I am drawing the right circular cone on x comma y comma z axis like this. So if you take x comma y comma z axis and our right circular cone, how it will be to define our spherical coordinate system? It should be its apex at the origin. That means I am drawing the right circular cone with its apex. It is at the origin. This is the origin and the apex is at this location. See, and its axis. Axis means center of the line to the cone. Its axis is where it is. See, in the definition itself tells that its axis is on the z axis. So that's why I am placing my right circular cone on the z axis and its apex is at the origin and it is making an half angle. How much it is? It is theta with the z axis. Okay. Now what is the third surface? It is a half plane which is perpendicular to the xy plane and it is making an angle phi with the z axis. It is same as cylindrical coordinate system. In cylindrical coordinate system also have taken the third surface is the same. Okay. So how you are going to draw the third surface? It is a half plane. That means the half plane is also drawing on the x comma y comma z axis and its half plane. How it will be? It is perpendicular to the xy plane and it is making an angle phi with the z axis. That means the half plane will be like this. See, it is half plane and it is perpendicular to the xy plane. This is your xy plane, z axis, y axis and the x axis, and your half plane will be like this. That means it is making an angle. How much? It is phi. This phi is also called as a azimuthal angle. Okay. So how many surfaces are there to define our spherical coordinate system? There are three surfaces which are used to define our spherical coordinate system. That is a constant r, a constant theta, and constant phi. Okay. Now, so that's why the axes which are used to define spherical coordinate system are r comma theta comma phi. Okay. So whereas the axes which are used to define our Cartesian coordinate system are what are the axes? X comma y comma z axis in the Cartesian coordinate system and rho comma phi comma z are the axes which are used to define our cylindrical coordinate system. Now r comma theta comma phi are the coordinates which are used to define our spherical coordinate system. Okay. Now we will see how the point is going to be represented in the spherical coordinate system. How the point is going to be formed by using three surfaces. If you combine the three surfaces, you will get a point. Suppose if you combine a sphere and a cone. So if you insert a cone up to the sphere like this, what will happen? Which surface is going to be formed? If you insert a cone, if you insert a cone into the sphere like this and inserting a cone into the sphere like this. What is the common portion which is available here? It is a circle. It is a circle. As it is a sphere, and it is a three-dimensional one. Okay. This is Z axis, and this is your pole. Okay. Now see what is the angle here? It is a theta, half angle. Okay. And so what is this distance? How much it is there here? As it is a radius of the sphere, it is having r units. Is it r units? So if it is theta and if it is r, so if you draw a line between a z axis and the common point of cone and sphere, so how much angle is making here? It is a 90 degrees. Okay. Now you tell me. What about this distance? How much it is there? Now can you calculate the distance? So suppose if we name it, it is O and it is A and it is B. Triangle OAB is a right angle triangle. Okay, from the right angle triangle OAB, what is the distance of AB? Apply sine rule. Why? Because we are going to find out the opposite side. So if you apply a sine here, if you apply a sine from triangle OAB, from triangle OAB, sin theta is equals to what is the opposite side? Opposite side to this theta, it is AB. Okay, and what is hypotenuse here? It is OB. Okay, now sin theta is equals to what is AB? AB is, we don't know. We have to find out that value only. And OB is R. So OB is equals to sin theta. Okay, the distance of AB. Sorry. It is AB. The distance of AB is R sin theta. That means if we insert a cone into the sphere, the common portion of radius of the common portion which is going to be formed there is circle. The radius of the circle is R sin theta. Okay. Now suppose if you insert a half plane in this for this combination, what will happen? A point is going to be formed. Okay. Now I am drawing the combination of three surfaces. Combination of three surfaces gives a point. Simple drawing I am drawing here. Representation of a point on spherical coordinate system. Okay, see, just take x, y and z axes. Okay, the common portion, the spheres, the common surfaces I am drawing here. Observe like this like this side, and here is like this. Sir, why you are drawing like this only? So my half plane is moving from xz plane to from xz plane to, it is moving clockwise direction. So that's why the common portion which is forming by the half plane is this one, and here it is the common portion of three surfaces is this one, and here it is this one. Okay, now see, this is your half plane, and if I want to represent a point here, or if you think the point is going to be formed here is P of r comma theta comma phi. If you imagine the point is having r comma theta comma phi axis here, so how much distance is there from origin to the point P? It is small r units distance, and it is making an angle theta and it is phi. Like this. So this is the representation of point P. Okay. Now next I am going to discuss about base vectors. Sorry, base vectors. So what are the base vectors in the cylindrical coordinate system and Cartesian coordinate system? Base vectors are nothing but the unit vectors which are oriented their coordinate axes. So as in the spherical coordinate system we have r comma theta comma phi are the coordinate axes. So as r comma theta comma phi are the coordinate axis, we are having a r bar and a theta bar and a phi bar are the unit vectors. A r, a theta, a phi are the unit vectors. A theta, a phi are the unit vectors in the spherical coordinate system like Cartesian and cylindrical coordinate system. So these three unit vectors are the base vectors. Okay. Now, so how these three unit vectors are oriented in the spherical coordinate system we will see now. Okay. So AR bar is a unit vector which is perpendicular to the surface of the sphere. That means if you take this point, if you take this P of r comma theta comma, I am representing, so anyway you can represent on this line point of P. So for simple understanding purpose I am drawing my point P is here in this position. This is my point P. See, point P is having r comma theta comma phi axis, and your AR bar is in which direction? See, AR bar is perpendicular to the surface. That means AR bar is radially outwards to the surface, and A theta bar, it is in the direction of theta direction. Theta is moving from z axis to like this. So that's why r tangential to the sphere. This is the tangential to the just touching to the sphere. So that's why I am drawing A theta bar here. AR bar is a unit vector which is perpendicular to the surface of the sphere. Okay, r radially outwards to the sphere, and A theta bar is a unit vector which is tangential to the surface area r in the direction of theta, and we have one more vector, that is A phi bar. A phi bar is in the direction of half plane moving, half plane. Phi is making an angle in which direction? It is anti-clockwise direction. So that's why this is a unit vector which is in the direction of phi, means A phi bar. These three are the unit vectors. Okay, unit vectors which are oriented along the respective coordinates. So in the next step, how can you write the position vector at this point P? So it is the summation of your base vectors. So that means, so how many base vectors here we are having? AR, A theta, A phi, 3. So I am first drawing AR bar which is having a magnitude of PR. Next, another vector, what unit vector we are having? It is A theta bar. So first I am drawing A theta bar, and it is having A theta magnitude. And next, A phi is the unit vector and it is having P phi. So this is the position vector. We don't know the magnitude of PR, P theta, P phi. Now we would like to, in the next step we are going to find out these three values. Okay. So now we will see the differential elements. In the spherical coordinate system. Differential elements. So very, very important one. Please try to listen. Please try to understand this topic. Differential elements. Differential elements in spherical coordinate system. So the differential elements concept I already discussed in the last two classes. So differential elements in Cartesian coordinate system is discussed, differential elements in the cylindrical coordinate system is discussed. So now you should able to tell the meaning of differential elements in the spherical coordinate system. So what is the differential elements? The meaning itself, the statement itself clearly tells us the differential. Differential means small amount of length. Differential elements means small amount of length. Suppose if we increase the axis length, very differential amount, very small length, the differential amount is represented by small d. Differential amount means very small and it is represented by small d. Okay, if you increase the r axis in small differential amount, that means how can you write the small differential length in the r axis? It is dr. Okay, similarly, so if you increase, it is the change in angle. Theta comma phi are the changes in angle, not a differential one. So it is d theta and d phi. These two are the not differential elements. These two are the changes in the angles. We should not consider the differential amount for the angles. We have to consider the change in the angle only. Changes in the angles. So now the next step, what we should do to get the differential elements in the spherical coordinate system. So see, I have initially r comma theta comma phi are the axes. Okay. Now what I am doing here is I am increasing my r axis from r to d plus r, and here theta to theta plus d theta, and phi to phi plus d phi. So as we are increasing or we are changing the angles from r to r plus d theta, theta to theta plus d theta, phi plus d phi. Okay, so a new coordinate system is going to be developed here. So a coordinate system which is having r comma theta comma phi units initially, and as we are increasing their coordinates length very small differential amounts, so that it will becomes a r plus dr, theta plus d theta, phi plus d phi. So we have how many coordinate systems here? We have two coordinate systems. One, it is 1 and it is 2. It is a old coordinate system and it is new coordinate system. Okay. Now if you combine these two coordinate systems, what will happen? We are going to get a small amount of differential value. If we combine old system and new system, we will get a small differential value element. Okay, for that differential value element only we are going to get the formulas for differential surface areas and differential volume and differential vector length. So finally our aim in the differential elements in the spherical coordinate system is we are going to get a derivations for dl bar, it is a differential vector length, and ds bar, it is a differential vector surface areas and differential value. Now we will see how to get this differential vector length and differential surfaces and differential value. Okay, now see, listen carefully how I am going to draw the two coordinate systems, old coordinate system and new coordinate system. See, initially I am taking z axis and it is x axis and it is x comma y comma z axis. Okay, see, initially I am having a point P here. This is a point P. Okay, so this point P is having old coordinate system, that is having r comma theta comma phi. Okay, so r comma theta comma phi, r comma theta comma phi. That means my r is circulated like this. My r surface, r is the radius of the sphere. That means it is like this. So I am drawing the radius of sphere from z axis here onwards. Like this, I am representing my r like this. Anyway, you can draw like this. Okay, this is the r. Next, how can you get the theta? First of all, I am drawing for simplicity drawing. I am drawing phi first, then I will mark the theta. So see here we have r comma theta comma phi here. First I am drawing r, then I am drawing theta. See theta, I am representing theta like this. This is a phi. This is a phi, and it is changed in the phi. That means it is d phi, so that it becomes phi plus d phi totally. Okay. Now see theta. Theta is varying in which direction? It is varying in the downward direction. So that means I am taking one more point here. It is a theta, and it is, what is this? This is the change in the theta. Okay, so now how many points you are having? Are you increasing the differential amounts of three axes here? No. See, I increase the two values here. What are those? That is change in theta and change in phi only marked here. Okay, what about dr? So that's why I am changing my r here. Up to now it is a r, and I am just increasing r to dr like this. This is r. Okay. Now I have r here. R comma, where is theta? Theta is changing in this direction, and phi is changing in this direction. That's why this direction. Okay. So phi is changing up to here. My phi is initially changing up to here. R comma, this is up to here r, and theta, and it is phi. Okay. After increasing r to r plus dr, theta plus theta to theta plus d theta, phi to phi plus d phi, it will become a new point is going to be formed here. So it is up to here, it is r, and this is, what is this? We have to increase r. We have to increase r from r to r plus dr. So this is the dr. This dr. This is dr, and what about this length? This is dr. What about this length? Is it theta or phi? It is phi. So it is d phi. D phi. Okay, and it is dr. And what about this length? This change in the angle in theta. That means it is d theta. Okay. So just join all the surfaces like this. Sorry, we have one more surface like this. We should draw this one. This is a small differential value element. Okay, so how will you get this? By increasing r to dr, theta to d theta, and phi to d phi. A new coordinate system is going to be developed here. This is a new coordinate system axis, and it is the old coordinate system axis. If you combine these two surfaces by placing a small gap in between them, you will get a small differential value element. Okay. So this differential value element is having how many surfaces here? 6 surfaces. Now we are going to first we should represent the vector length. So it is dr. Obviously it is correct. It is dr only. But see, it is not a d theta. It should write r into d theta. Why? Because this theta is varying with respect to r. Okay, it is maintaining r distance from the origin, so that we have to write r into d theta Similarly, what about this? It is having how much distance? The common portion between sphere and cone is this one. So what is this length? It is r sin theta. So that's why this phi is varying with the r sin theta into d phi. Now see how many surfaces here we have. 6 surfaces, and it is a old point P and new point is here P dash. Here P dash is having r plus dr, theta plus d theta, and phi plus d phi are the new coordinate axes. So the point or the line joining or the vector joining between old point and new point is called as your differential vector length. It is a dl bar. Okay, it is going to be right like this. So dl bar is equals to, what is the magnitude? So first I am representing the unit vectors ar bar, a theta bar, and a phi bar. So the magnitude here is a dr, this one, plus dr into ar bar, plus next, is it d theta only? No, it should be r d theta. So is it r d theta or r d phi? It is r d theta, a theta bar, plus next r sin theta d phi into a phi bar. This is your differential vector length. Differential vector length in spherical coordinate system. How you get? This is the blind formula, blind mark formula. AR bar, A theta bar, and A phi bar. You can remember another way. So you get this point by subtracting the, or by calculating the distance vector from old new point to old point. Okay. Now see, the surface is this surface. This is the left surface, right surfaces, or the left and right surfaces are perpendicular to or in the direction of a theta bar. Okay. So now I am writing the formula for the differential vector surface area. Differential vector surface area. Okay. See, differential surface vector area is represented by ds bar, which is equals to ds into an. This is the general representation. Now I am writing the formula for differential surface area, which is in the direction of theta. Or first write the formula for differential vector surface area perpendicular to the sphere surface. dsr bar is equals to, okay, what about this ds means surface area, the surface area which is perpendicular to the sphere surface perpendicular. So what is the surface area which is the perpendicular to the sphere surface? This one, front surface and bottom surface, back surface and front surfaces are the two surfaces which are perpendicular to the sphere radius. That means this one and this one. These two are the surface areas which are perpendicular to the sphere surface. So tell me the area of this surface. Length into breadth. What is the length here? It is r d theta. Breadth here, breadth is r sin theta. So r d theta, r sin theta into d phi. That means r into d theta length, and breadth is r sin theta d phi. Okay, so which becomes r square sin theta d theta and d phi. Very important formulas. ds bar. Similarly, tell me the differential surface area which is in the direction of theta bar, a theta bar, this one, left and bottom surface, right and left surfaces. What is this length? It is dr. Okay, and what about this r d theta? That means r into dr into d theta. Okay, next differential surface area which is in the direction of phi, that is ds phi bar is equals to phi direction, this one. Sorry, this is the differential surface area which is in the phi direction. Why? Because see, the phi in the phi direction is this one. Front surface and back surfaces are the surfaces which are perpendicular to the a phi direction. This is the a phi direction. AR direction is this one. That means top and bottom surfaces are the surfaces which are perpendicular to the sphere surface. So that means the length and breadth of the surface is r sin theta d phi, r sin theta d phi into this one, this length, r d theta, r d theta. That means it becomes r square sin theta d theta and d phi. ds bar. This is a small correction is here. This d phi bar is equals to d phi bar in this direction. Which surface? This surface. It is dr and length is r sin theta d phi. This surface is the dr r d theta, dr and this r d theta. R dr d theta. Okay. This dr, this r d theta. About theta dr, and here it is r sin theta. That means r square sin theta. I am writing here again. This surface is perpendicular to the a theta direction, so that's why this length is dr into breadth. Length breadth is r sin theta d phi. R sin theta d phi. So it becomes r sin theta dr and d phi. Right. Now we have a final derivation, that is differential value, which is the product of length, breadth and height. What is length? Is r d theta. What is breadth? Breadth is r sin theta d phi. But what is height? It is dr multiply r this. dv is equals to r cube sin theta dr d theta and d phi. So now with this we have completed the differential elements in spherical coordinate system. Now next we are going to represent, we are going to derive the relation between very very important relation between spherical coordinate system and Cartesian coordinate system. See, to get the relation between spherical coordinate system and Cartesian coordinate system, just let us take x comma y comma z axis is x y and it is z axis. First of all, just represent a point p of x comma y comma z. It is a point in the Cartesian coordinate system. And what is the point in spherical coordinate system? It is having r comma theta comma phi units. Now imagine that your point is at this location. It is a point P. This is having p of x comma y comma z. And see, just draw. So how you represent this point? It is having on x axis it is having x unit distance and y axis y unit distance. So and z axis it is having z units distance. That means this is the point. Okay, this is z units. Sorry, this is a z units. Okay. Now I want to relate this Cartesian coordinate system point with the spherical coordinate. R is r comma theta comma phi. Okay, so imagine that if you move this point from bottom to top, and your point, if your point will be here, okay, see, and consider the distance between origin to the point P is r, and if it is making an angle theta with the z axis is theta, and the phi is this one, r comma theta comma phi. Okay, now see, if you bring this point down like this point, your point will be here, and it is I am not disturbing this point. It is r. Okay, whatever the amount of distance is there between 0 to point P here, point P dash here, I am just moving this point to the downwards, so that it is again r. And what about this length? If you consider, it is a triangle O A B C D E. First of all, calculate the AB distance from triangle OAB. Triangle OAB is a right angle triangle, so that as we are calculating the opposite side, I am taking sin theta. The sin theta is equals to opposite side. What is the opposite side? It is AB by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is OB. So that's why AB by OB is R. Okay. So AB is equals to R sin theta. So what is the AB length here? It is R sin theta. Okay. If as AB is parallel to OC, whatever the AB is, OC is also there, that much distance only. So that's why this OC is also R sin theta. Okay. Now what is this distance? It is x, and it is y, and it is x, and it is the angle phi. Okay. Now triangle OEC, triangle ODC is also right angle triangles. Okay, so from right angle triangle, OEF, right angle triangle OEF, apply cos to the adjacent side. Cos phi is equals to adjacent side to the cos phi is adjacent side. OE by hypotenuse is OC. So cos phi is equals to OE is how much? It is x by OC is y. So x is equals to OC is r sin theta. That means x is equals to r sin theta cos phi. Similarly, apply from the triangle OEF, from the same triangle, apply sin phi. For sin phi, what is the opposite side? It is EC. EC by hypotenuse is OC. Okay, so EC means it is y, and OC is again r sin theta. Again it is r sin theta. So y is equals to r sin theta and sin phi. So now here we have x comma y. How can you calculate the z? Z is calculated from this triangle. From triangle OAB. Cos theta is equals to, what is the adjacent side to this theta? It is OA. Distance is z units. OA by hypotenuse is OB. So cos theta is equal to OA by OB means R. So that means z is equals to R cos theta. Now we have all values x comma y comma z. Okay. See next, and just consider it is equation 1 and it is equation 2. Squaring and adding equation 1 onto both sides. So, squaring equation 1 on both sides, so that x square equals to r square sin square theta and cos square phi. Next, adding squaring equation 1 and equation 2. If I squaring equation 2 on both sides, I will get y square is equals to r square sin square theta and sin square phi. Okay. Add these two equations so that we will get x square plus y square is equals to r square sin square theta is a common, sin square phi plus cos square phi becomes 1. So x square plus y square is equals to r square sin square theta. See, This x square plus y square is equals to r square sin theta. Suppose if you write this r square sin square theta is like this, r sin theta whole square, but r sin theta is equals to z from equation 3. So if you substitute it, x square plus y square is equals to, if you substitute it here, it becomes z square. So z is equals to x square plus y square under root square plus y square is equals to